This is how the Red Being's homeworld would look like, more or less, stylistically. You would be on one of the megastructures. So we have lots of rings of various sizes, many of which would have interesting animations, especially these below the surface. So the interior of the megastructure would be like a giant mechanism with all these rings in some looped motion. Descending to the megastructure's center, where the White Wing's mini teleport activation location is, or would happen to be, you and Obi will have to watch out not to get in the way of all the moving parts. On the surface of the megastructure there would be these areas or fields of specific hardware. Here we have one such field. Hardware on which ordinary and rapid absorbers would land and release their collected suffering to be channeled down to the center of the megastructure. The holograms would show animals from which the suffering was collected. Similarly, this image shows a field of biospheres created by the Red Wings. There would be these hatches on the surface, entrances to the interior. This image shows a field of special torture spheres in which captured sentient beings of all sizes from all over the universe would be experiencing pain and death in every way possible. This is based on the idea that everything possible already happened, it already exists. All the suffering that the Red Wings are causing, it's not actually them that are causing it. It was already there, existing in the code of the universe. All the Reds are really doing is playing it all per sentient being and recording or capturing the occurring sensations or the suffering. So all the bad things, infinitely many of them, and their combinations that can happen to sentient being do happen in these spheres to these captured sentient beings. Rapid absorbers are different. The sentient beings they are attached to can die only once, and the number of possible injuries is very small. So Sam would see all this and more here on the surface, and it would make him wonder what the Red Beings are up to. At the end of this last setting, you would eventually reach the center of the megastructure and discover an entity of some kind, which would appear to be imprisoned by the Red Beings in some kind of a cage. The Red Beings want this entity to do something of far-reaching consequences, to edit the code of the universe and make a small permanent change in it that would make life an impossibility forever. For eons, the entity has refused to make the code change, but that's about to change. The game would have few possible endings with in-game cutscenes, depending on which of these beings you end up supporting at the very end.